Welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Janaka, and today, myself and Moza, we have an episode to do. Come on, pay attention. It's okay. You're still watching, so, you know, it's okay. Don't worry. Yeah. So chin up. Come on. We got an episode to do. So today, we're talking all about the Moza AirCross 2. Let's hit it. But it's so much harder than it sounds. I know it's closing if I just stand still. Cause you won't wait forever, so just hear me out. It is not like I don't want you, just scared to try. Even if the odds are in my favor, I just need. So welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Janaka of Steven and Janaka, and today we're doing a full review of the Moza AirCross 2, my thoughts, and then we're going to give it away tomorrow, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So I want to thank Moza for sending this AirCross 2 for us to review. By no means are we giving a biased review. They wanted us to give our honest opinions. They're not paying us and we're not sponsored by them. They just stand behind the product, and I'm happy they did because it's a pretty formidable gimbal. So to win this gimbal, you need to join our live show tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have 3 hints that we've given throughout the Moza series. So the first one was the unboxing. There was 1 hint given there. Then we had a B-roll battle. There was the 2nd hint given there. And the 3rd hint will be given in this episode. When you see me winking, that'll be the clue. That wasn't a wink, that was a twitch of the eye. So when you see the wink, you'll know what that 3rd clue is. We'll draw at random one of our subscribers tomorrow, and then that lucky person has to answer with these 3 hints that we've given to win the AirCross. If not, we're going to the next person, and then we're just gonna go down the line till someone who's watched our episodes wins this gimbal. To the worthy go the spoils. So let's move on. So the AirCross 2, the reason you've come is because you've just gotten an AirCross 2 and you want to figure out how to set it up and how to get it going, or you want to see what the features are like for an AirCross 2 and how to get certain shots through it and what the big hype about it is. My honest opinion, I like this gimbal. I didn't like it at first. Steven and I actually had some choice words about it, but one detractor I would say is it does have a little bit of a learning curve, but once you know the gimbal, and actually I really love it. Everything's quick and easy to use, and so, you know, I would really recommend it. But to know why, keep watching, and if you want to skip to some sections that are more relevant to you, use the timestamps. So the first thing you want to do is get the L bracket out of the box and set up your camera with it. What I like about this L bracket is you can either record in portrait mode or landscape mode. If you want to step up your TikTok game, this is the way to do it. But you know what? I'm just fine in landscape mode. Next, what you want to do is you want to balance the gimbal. And to be honest, this is no easy feat. You'll get the hang of it if you follow the steps. So I'll try to break it down as easily as possible, but it is a little challenging. So the first important thing about this is the locking mechanisms. All the axes have locks attached to them that you can either switch on or switch off. The advantage is you can now carry this gimbal around and it won't shake on you. You could actually have the camera attached as well, keep it in locked mode, and then move it around without worrying about your gimbal swinging around and hitting your lens on something. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that your L bracket is on properly. I had it backwards at first, so you want the L shape to actually be a backwards L and the bracket to be on your right side. Second thing you want to do is unlock the locking mechanisms so you can expand the gimbal so you can balance it. You know you have the right orientation to balance your gimbal when the L bracket mount is on the right and your counterbalance is on the back. Just put it into the slot, make sure you pull the tab, and then lock it into place. So now that it's all locked into place, that's a great thing because it's not swinging around and your camera's not going to get damaged that way.
So to balance the gimbal, first you want to balance the L bracket. So what we're going to do is we're going to unlock the tilt axis. We're going to unlock the L bracket. We're just going to shift it forwards and backwards until the lens is pointing straight up. Retighten the knob. The next thing you want to do is move the tilt axis up this way, open the lever, and then move the weight back and forth until the tilt axis is balanced properly. You want to be very subtle with fine movements in this. Make sure, pro tip, that your lens cap is off. There we go. So you know that it's balanced properly when you can move it anywhere and it doesn't move on you. So the next thing you want to do is unlock the roll axis. Open the lever so you can move your weight back and forth. And lastly, you want to balance your pan axis. So what you want to do is move your pan axis sideways, and that'll help you understand where the pan axis should be balanced. It's going to be a little tougher because you only have one hand for this one. There we go. Tighten the lever. And like I said before, you know everything's balanced when you could just put it into place and it just stays that way. You know what? I'm happy with that. It's pretty good. Now let's let Moza decide if it's balanced well or not. So we're going to turn on the gimbal. So it's a long press on the focus wheel. What you want to do is you want to press the red button, hold it down. You want to move down to advanced, over, down to balance check, and then over. And now it's going to do its balance check for us. And it was very quick. So it says that all the planes are actually well balanced. It'll say CTR, C for camera, T for tilt, R for roll. Press left to exit, and it'll say, please manually make sure that the pan axis is balanced. Press left again, and keep pressing left until you're out. Next thing you want to do though, is stay in the advanced menu. You want to check out AutoTune. When you press AutoTune, and press right on it, what'll happen is the gimbal will test out all of its motors and see how much it's struggling. It'll let you know which motors are at which capacity. So it'll say like 50% for a certain motor, 85% for another motor. I right now have a full frame lens, the 85mm 1.8 Sony lens on my A6300. And so right now it's saying that the tilt axis is using 71%, roll axis is using 66%, and pan axis is using 67%. And that's pretty good. So that means it can do a lot without me having to worry about it. So let's exit this menu. So now that you're in the first menu that you see when you turn on your gimbal, it'll say tilt, it'll say a number, and it'll say F, L, or Q. F means follow, L means lock, Q means sport mode or quick. So you could have different modes where you lock certain axes. So if we lock the tilt axis, there we go. Everything else can move, right? But the tilt axis will be locked. To lock the tilt axis, press up. To lock the roll axis, press left. Now the roll axis is locked. The tilt axis and the pan axis can follow. Press left again to enable the roll axis to follow. To lock the pan axis, we will press down. So now the pan axis is locked, the roll axis and the follow axis can move. Now if you press right, What you could do is you could have the pan axis on Q, so sport mode, so it could really follow quickly. Play around with these settings so you could get the right mode for you. To be honest, I love having this OLED screen because on my Giant Crane Plus, I'm just pressing buttons and then testing out to see which mode I'm in. This way, I know for sure. Another cool feature is the FPV mode. To enable FPV mode, press the button 3 times to the left. FPV mode is very cool. Now it's just going to give you this FPV drone kind of sense to it. And lastly, one of the most interesting features, Inception mode. Press the button to the right 3 times quickly, and the tilt axis should go straight up. You're now in Inception mode. And what you'll see is, you'll see it saying Inception mode, you'll see a speed, and you'll see normal, 180, or 360. When I started, Inception mode was not working for me. What I learned was that I just did not have the pan axis balanced properly. So this is important why you have the pan axis balanced properly. When I just tilted it 45 degrees, it didn't really do it well. It looked like it was balanced properly, but Inception mode was not working for me. If Inception mode isn't working for you, try angling the gimbal to its side like we did earlier in the video and balancing the pan axis that way. So in normal mode, what can happen is it can keep rotating around. Now press right or left for it to rotate in either direction. And we'll press left. There we go. Way cool. Use the wheel to change the speed of rotation. To move to 180 or 360, press up or down. 180 will rotate at 180 degrees, and 360 of course will do a full rotation. To exit Inception mode, press the button to the right 3 times again. And lastly, to enable Selfie mode, press the trigger 3 times. Look at that. Do your thing, take a picture. To make it go back around, press it twice. There you go. Those are all the modes. Pretty simple actually, but it took me a while to learn this. I wish there was a video like this out when I was learning the Moza. Next, let's talk about the app. This is where I was able to do this motion at the start of the video, where it kind of made it seem like it had a life of its own. This is one of my favorite features. This is really cool. I love that I don't have to be touching the gimbal and I can make it follow and tape anything I need. This is Mimic Mode. To enable Mimic Mode, go into the remote control section of your app, and to the bottom left hand corner is Mimic Motion. You can change the sensitivity, and what you can do is you can enable whichever axes you want to be used. You can enable Selfie Mode, and you could recenter it, take a picture, record, all from this control panel. Now moving on, you have your gimbal settings. That's everything that we were doing. The advanced calibration, the configuration, the balance checking. That all you could do from the gimbal setting menu. In the creative section, creative video section, this could be a video of its own. You could do a bunch of things from motion time lapses to object tracking. In more modes, you can enable Sport Mode, Inception Mode, and FPV Mode. Now my likes and dislikes about this gimbal. I'll start with the dislikes because they're actually pretty few. One thing I dislike about this gimbal is that how heavy it is. I find it's actually quite heavy, and with the L bracket, when you tilt it, it gets pretty heavy because all the weight isn't now straight down, it's hanging off, so it kind of torques your arm. The second thing I didn't like about this gimbal is it was a little bit of a learning curve. I'm not gonna lie, it took a while for me to figure out this gimbal, and I really think that gimbals should be easy to use and be able to use right out of the box pretty quickly. I'm not sure if I'm being too picky with that or if I'm just used to lesser gimbals. Now, When I think about the Giant Crane Plus, I was able to use that pretty much out of the box. And to be honest, I was able to use Steven's Ronin right out of the box as well. And it has a lot of these same features. So I'm not too sure. I do love the gimbal, but I didn't really like the learning curve. But now that I know everything, it's a breeze to balance. I like that the battery is all one piece. It just clicks in. It's very easy to charge up. When you know the system, then you just know it. So there you have it, guys. This was my full review of the Moza AirCross 2. Would I recommend you guys get this gimbal? Absolutely. I think it's great, and this isn't because Moza sent this to us. I originally did not like it because of the learning curve. I thought it was kind of a nightmare to start learning, but once I got the hang of it, I am wishing that I'm keeping this gimbal because I love it. Yeah, but you know what? We're gonna give it away tomorrow at 11 a.m. So tune in. Now that we're in Eastern time because we're in Toronto, Ontario. See the wink there? Toronto, Ontario. That's the last hint. Okay, we're just feeding you the answers here. So Toronto, Ontario, and tomorrow tune in 11 a.m. We're gonna do our live show. That's Saturday, April 24th at 11 a.m. live show. We're gonna pick one of our subscribers that's on the show. We're gonna ask them the 3 hints from the 3 Moza videos that we put out, and whoever we pick first has to answer those 3 hints. They get this Moza. All you have to do is pay for shipping and you get it. It's gonna be a pretty good deal because this is a quality gimbal that you are gonna get for free. And you know what? We're happy to do it because that is what this channel is about. We wanna give back to you guys for your love and support. Moza, anything to say? Nah, he's done for the night. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll catch you later. Bye.